let's say Jackie wasn't aware of his charges, which we don't know whether he was or not already, right? Then he finds out from Joe Schmo, Irish McQuillan, that he's got a hag charge because Frost decided he's gonna tell, this random guy all the charges, right? Jackie didn't know that he was gonna go in for a hut, right? Let's say he just thought he was gonna go in for all the possessions in his house. But now he realizes, oh, I'm gonna go to prison for a long time, and he fucking flees the country, right? He starts drinking mojitos in Tahiti, right? So now we've got a suspect that non-extradition country is never going to face justice in this country. Now, whose fault would that be? It'd be Frost's, because he didn't know about it.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I can see where you're coming from, but I don't think that falls on Frost. If we're pushing charges, like, wait, hold on. Additionally, was this stuff before stuff was on the docket? Like, I'm confused.
I'll be honest, I don't know the exact timeline with docket postings and warrants. Like I said, I can't remember exactly when he told him. I don't know whether it was because there was a warrant with there was an incident with all the charges. At one point, there was like a separate incident, but it wasn't a warrant. That was soon after the raid, and the charges didn't go up for a while after the raid either. So I really don't know the timeline on things.
Oh my god, this is the... It's almost like there is no value assigned to the information leak. Like, this wasn't a... We're investigating the fucking Grove Street for drug sales. Get the fuck out of there. We're on the way. Nothing changed.
Why I was gonna go on a rant.
I'm on a rant. This is the dumbest thing I've heard.
Especially, let's be honest. Let's stop and think about who we're talking about right now. We're talking about Jackie Snow, former chief of police.
I'm sorry. I have to recycle to calm myself down.
Ex-trooper. However many years of tenure under his belt, he knew damn well what he was going to be facing.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I just got a little bit of relief putting those in the...
Like, Snow was a very smart man. He knew exactly what he was going to be facing. As soon as he realized that house was raided. But I tried, and I tried my hardest to fucking save Jimmy, but once, Peters got the evidence he did, I couldn't do anything.
Oh,
what was his evidence?
High Commander.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
So this stemmed from a conversation with the guy that we all absolutely fucking hate and wish would.
Oh. Yep.
I don't wish to say show up dead, but
Putting in a jail cell would be nice.
Yeah, for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Who, correct me if I'm wrong, was found guilty and then fled?
Yep. Has 3 warrants for his arrest right now.
Uh-huh. And, You ever see a dog very excited when they hear the word walk? They fucking tilt their head sideways.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. I need you to know that, like, for 90% of this conversation, you may not have noticed. My head has been tilted sideways trying to make sense of what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing sunglasses so you can't see, but I'm like, simultaneously squinting despite the fact that I don't need to see anything. I'm just confused.
It's rough, and they're like, when it comes to Jimmy like getting rehired and stuff, um they don't even want him to get rehired after 30 days by BCSO. They want him to wait longer if he ever is to get rehired, period. And they want to blacklist him from ever being command ever again.
Oop. Oop.
Yep. But Jimmy is suing the LSPD. It's on the docket. He FOIA'd the reports that they had against him, and he's working with the lawyer Robin.
You suing him for?
What'd you say?
What's he suing him for?
Probably something along the lines of wrongful termination. I read the docket posted, I can't remember right now. He's not asking for money.
Honestly, it's not a bad idea, because he can ask questions in court that he likely would not have gotten a straight answer to outside of court.
I think he has a couple of the reports he FOIA'd as evidence against him. Judge Ava just accepted it today on the docket. He's calling people and asking them to be a character witness for his case.
I'll be a fucking character witness.
I think he has you on the list of people he wants to ask.
Good. Yeah. I will be there.
Oop.
He's gonna probably call you at some point and ask you if you will. I know he's called myself, Lucas, and Alice already. I think Alice and Lucas are probably doing it. I told him I had to think about it because it puts me in a position, considering my position.
Girl, Sky, let me tell you, your life would be considerably more enjoyable not in high command or command. Now, what that means for LSPD in Shift 3 is almost irrelevant, considering we operate as a UPD. The only concern would be whoever, if there is even someone to take your spot. Maple would be the only one, probably.
Well,
if they would agree with that mindset. But like,
so funny you say, because obviously I'm a captain, but I was gonna promote a lieutenant in Shift 3, and I wanted to, but see, the person that I wanted to promote kept denying it. That was Frost.
Oh.
Maple's not ready to be a lieutenant. He has made some mistakes as a sergeant, even, that I've had to talk to him about. There is nobody to replace me, as far as Shift 3 goes. As far as a captain spot in the LSPD,
and why don't they listen to you? Do they not realize the position that they're in? If you're gone, there is no Shift 3 LSPD high command. There is only Maple, who will have more burden on him, because the entirety of the PD on that side will fall on him. Again, even though Shift 3 operates as UPD, the day-to-day won't necessarily change, but like, who are they going to communicate with to figure out what's going on? Because that's you. You have the overlap with them.
Maybe they have a new high command that.
Turner?
Well, maybe. I like I said, if he wants my spot, if he wants his spot back, he can have it. I'll take these bars and put them on him personally.
I don't know. It genuinely seems so short-sighted. Just on the basis that if you have been arguing these points or saying these things and you're not getting listened to, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but Shift 3 has always been like, you are the Shift 3 LSPD chief of police. Lucas is the Shift 3 sheriff. Like, that's how it is. That's how it's always been. And everyone understands their place in Shift 3. So to have a high command sort of dabble in...
Show me Spectre.
in that is crazy, especially if your recommendation, you know, in terms of punishment, gets like overlooked. Oh,
Oh, that blue Jaguar just passed us, going towards Richmond Motel on Picture Perfect.
yeah, they're up there.
Did you guys find it?
Isn't there Shlomi Spectre in it?
Okay. Yeah, I think that's who we've been chasing all of the shifts of. The Shlomi and the bestie.
Yeah, I don't understand Shlomi. His profile says he's manner until he's
I got the tea. I got the tea.
He's dating Rissa, who's besties.
Oh.
Guys, I happened to subpoena Rissa recently, and I don't. that let's just say Shlomi.
Honey, you've said enough. You said enough. Don't want you getting fired.
Let's just say Shlomi isn't as much of a hardball as he says it is.
Oh no, he really.
Wait,
no,
really?
because me and Aphrodite were the only units on duty one day, and Rissa and Shlomi were robbing a Zika. This man got on his knees in front of Rissa, and was like, he was going full like sip mode for her, like, oh, the beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, talented.
I've gotta say something.
Ew. I say ew just because it's coming from Shlomi. Listen, I've said this before and I'll say it again. That man gives short king energy, okay? He is all bark, no bite. He's Chihuahua through and through. Holy fuck.
Yeah. But going back to what you were just saying, how we operate in the UPD. I want you to just stop and think about it for a moment. What command members in general do we have in Shift 3 between both departments that are active?
It's literally, if you're just talking about command, it's Lucas isn't high command, is he?
Nope, he's a lieutenant.
Okay, it's Lucas. It's Lucas because you're high command, so you don't qualify. And Maple, yeah. And
yep.
You want to know what's crazy?
Yep.
Something was told to me the other day, and it's wild to me that apparently, I forget who told me. I don't know if it was you, but Shift 2 would essentially collapse if Ruby was not part of PNT. And do they not see that they're hanging on by a thread on like multiple fronts?
That like Ruby does so much fucking work in Shift 2, and there's a certain member of High Command that like basically refuses to even talk to her. Like they don't like her. It was a me and Daisy decision to promote her to sergeant and then lieutenant.
That limits us down as to who the other high command is.
She didn't say it though. She didn't say it.
She didn't say it.
I didn't say it.
Yeah.
That's true.
I didn't leak. Yeah, and she does that stuff while still carrying PNT on her back. Maxwell.
That's wild.
Well, is a lieutenant who does a shit like carries PNT as well. I think Maxwell actually has a little bit more support in Shift 1 than Ruby does in Shift 2. But yeah, like Viv in Shift 1 has literally told me herself, she just puts her head down and doesn't really pay attention to High Command anymore and just does her job. Because she's just done fighting.
Pretty sad existence for command.
That's very problematic when seemingly a majority, or at least a good portion of command in a department aren't happy. And it does come to a point where there's only so many times you can express your dislike for a decision being made or proper justification behind why something should or shouldn't happen, and nothing happens, and you realize that it doesn't matter how many times you repeat yourself or justify something, it's not going to change. A decision has already been made, and then you sit there and question
I feel bad.
your position as command, and like whether or not.
Sorry, I missed. Yeah. Hey, sorry, Craig. My husband's been yapping. What's up? Good morning. Good evening.
Good Good morning. Yeah, I was just wanting to do a general check-in. That was it. So if you got other shit to do, it's fine.
No, I don't really have anything much. Bit of an issue. Well, yeah, it's kind of a big one. This is investigation. It's investigation related, so it's not. It's nothing to do with. There's no politics involved. But when I was investigating the Asher Murphy murder, I went to speak to a colleague of hers up at Humane Labs, and that same doctor turned up dead last night and being blown up. So,
Alright.
yeah, not
More
great.
exciting shit.
Yeah, other than that, I just heard that Jimmy Frost got fired, which I knew about, but Carmine and Gregory Johnson, who were the other two on the list to get fired, have not been fired. Which
Have
is,
they been around to get fired?
yeah, Carmine's been around, but I think they've changed his punishment or just decided that firing was necessary. And then Johnson, Johnson, basically, because Sky and Daisy already punished him, they don't want to retroactively, like, go back and fire him now.
But
Yeah.
Jimmy was punished.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Even I agree that's fucked up, but
That doesn't make any sense.
I know. Then it sounds like LSPD's boning to the ground. Sky's not happy. Viv's not happy. Ruby is like, apparently Peters might hate Ruby or something. So yeah, it's kind of fucked.
Peters hates everybody. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with that guy. Like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, this is exactly what LSPD needs. And other times I'm like, holy fuck, you are a rolling dumpster fire.
It's pretty accurate. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll catch up with you soon. I mean, I put out that twat this morning for the brief for the public. What else?
Oh god, I totally forgot about that thing. Fuck me.
It's okay. It's all right. We just need to get it out every storm really for the next few days. I mean, we've had this thing with the deputization of DOC.
How do you feel about it in general?
No, I'm
Go
not.
ahead, be honest.
My gut instinct is not great. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm in agreement there. But
the reason I say that is because I was just speaking to Snoopy Sauce. Is that his name, deputy? Who apparently has a master doc on the Matthew Colby thing, has been investigating his release and everything like that. So there is evidence that PD have been, like, investigating that and looking for him. I don't know about the rest of the PD, to be honest, so I'm just taking that at face value.
Look, so that was the main thing, right? Is, sure, they are doing subpoenas and stuff like that. But we have had almost every day confirmed sightings of him. And when Oshira has been trying to rally the troops, she gets shut down because they're busy doing other shit.
Oh, really?
Sorry, there's a 1090 going up. Yeah, that's what I don't know if you saw my whole
Oh,
ramble.
I see. No, I didn't really...
They're going to use that excuse because LSPD, especially LSPD High Command, for some reason just fucking hate the Martians. And they're never going to get over it. And so every time they try to bring something up, it's, nope, sorry, there's something else going on. But that's the problem, is that right now in that shift, there's always going to be something else going on.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, open your dispatch right now and look for 1090s, and there's probably not even shooting you. We haven't even had a jewelry store or anything pop off. I think we had a Polito bank pop off, and there's probably still 30 plus 1090s that are all possible hostage situations.
But it does change things.
Like, during shift 2, during shift 2, that's just, you're never going to have a time where you're not going to have a 1090 out there, you know? But eventually you just got to make that call of like, hey, this is an escaped convict or escaped lifer. We kind of need to take care of this. But they're going to use that excuse of, well, there's a potential hostage and active life in jeopardy takes priority. And yeah, sure. But if we go by that, then nothing will ever get done in this town, ever.
I think this is just the problem that's been for like a year now, that the PD have not kind of allowed any like subdivision or like detective unit or TRT to not like take priority over patrol. You know what I mean? Like the investigations have fallen through because they've had no detective unit where they've said, okay, you don't need to respond to every call and 78 call and 77. You don't have to. If they did that, I think the cases that have turned out the way they have would have been different. Same thing with this. Like, if they said to all members of TRT, we've got a wanted fugitive from prison out and about in the city, like, making himself known. You guys do not have to respond to anything. Your priority is getting him in custody. I bet they haven't done anything like that.
No, they haven't done anything like that at all.
So, I don't know, man. If that's the case, then yeah, I do kind of agree with having to deputize DOC. Yeah, I think,
I wish we didn't have to.
I wish we didn't have to either. I mean, maybe this is the kind of thing where we need to have this meeting, with PD High Command and, I don't know. See, I want to have the meeting about the marshals. I don't want to have the meeting about shit they're not doing, you know, because it's just going to turn, it's just going to turn mean, and I don't want that.
Yeah, and it's just like, deputizing the DOC sounds great and all. And it's like, yeah, we have extra manpower, but let's be real. You and I both know what's going to happen. They're going to find, if they find him, they're going to try and apprehend him. Shots are going to get fired, and we're going to drag everybody down there, and then PD's going to bitch. Why are y'all out here just getting into shootouts, and y'all are dragging us away from our other situations for your bullshit little 78's call? And why did y'all go out there and bring DOC into a gunfight when they're not trained? Blah, blah, blah. That's exactly what's going to happen. I can already hear it.
Yeah.
But it's like, you guys won't fucking help us. We've been asking for help to track this guy down for nearly 2 fucking weeks. And nobody will respond to anything about this. I don't know what else to do. We're literally in a rock and a hard place here.
Yeah, well, Shift 3 TRT is gone. He's got fired. Shift 1 TRT is about to be fired. Well, it should have been fired already because of his warrant for violating a court order. And Shift 2 TRT, I have no idea. So I don't even know who to reach out to try and at least make... I don't even know, man. Yeah, I guess we... The one thing I worry about, and the gut thing I'm worried about, is separate from the issue of Matthew Colby, is, let's say one of us gets director, right? Is this going to be a thing where the justices, like, do things like this? Where they're like...
They shouldn't.
You know what I mean?
No,
that's what I'm worried
there should
about.
be a director in charge, right? Like, the justices will be hands-off after that point.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
I mean, if they aren't, we will straight up tell them as a collective force, you are no longer in charge. You appointed us to run this thing.
Yeah.
You do not have say over this anymore. If you didn't want it to be like this, you shouldn't have legislated it to be like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I just hope it doesn't turn into, like, justices want to do things, and if we say no, it's going to be a problem, you know? So,
Well, I mean, that's their fault. They can change the legislation.
Yeah.
I will tell you 1,000% if they offer me the director position, I'm turning it down. I have field directors about as high as I want to go right now. I can't deal with the politics in this right now. I
don't want to deal with the politics either, man.
Yeah, but they like you a little bit better at least. Everyone sees you as a bit more amenable. For some reason, I'm the big when it outside of Shift 3. Like, Shift 3 fucking loves me. But outside of Shift 3, I'm the big bad wolf. And I guess it's just because I'm literally the only person around that they've seen for months. And I don't know.
That doesn't make sense to me, though, because, like, I've always been... I don't know what you've done, because people always don't like me because of my stances on PD and corruption and things, and I'm very black and white, I'll be honest. I'm trying not to be, but I don't know what you've done to make the perception of you worse than me yet.
How many of them have you pulled over and given traffic citations?
Okay, 1. Yeah,
and I probably have like 30.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. But yeah, but no way it's because of traffic citations, man.
You'd be surprised how fucking pissy they get over the stupidest shit.
True. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Shift 2 is literal high schoolers. It is quite actually high school.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Well, listen, I'll come catch up with you then at the office soon, and yeah, I'll escape from this conversation about Frost because they haven't really asked my opinion yet. But if I give my opinion, it's not gonna go well, and I don't want to get into a big thing with my hubby and everything. So I'm gonna get out of here.
Your opinion on what?
Oh, the whole Frost firing.
Oh, you want me to fucking read? Just let me go talk. I'll go up there and talk and give my whole fucking opinion on everything.
No, listen, your opinion is just it's gonna be the same as theirs.
Yeah, it's gonna rile them up.
Believe me, they're already fucking riled, man. They're riled. I don't know what's gonna happen. I feel something
Dark,
brewing.
The person they're claiming that you claimed said that they gave them the statement and all that. I think it was you claimed. Reneged it. Came back and said, "Yeah, I just wanted to stir," and I didn't actually get that from him.
Yeah, well, evidence says otherwise. So,
what evidence?
Okay,
the picture.
We're not gonna get into this, Craig. I'll speak to you later.
No.
No, I'm the phone guy. Yeah.
Of people, guess what? We can't sit there and go aggressive during calls we normally would. We have to pick and choose our battles. You start putting us in scenarios like that frequently enough, and we're gonna start fucking hating our job.
I just had a really bad idea.
And that's all that situation does. Hi, honey. Who are you on the phone with?
I was on the phone to Craig.
Okay.
We had the deputized DOC yesterday. Which we've never done before because Matthew Colby, the fugitive, apparently Marshall, like there's been sightings of him and like 911s and shit. And so Petros, who's our shift 2 marshal at the minute, has been trying to like rally the PD to be like, hey guys, that's a fugitive. We've got to go and catch that guy. Like he's literally a fugitive from prison. But they keep being like, no, we've got other stuff to do, like this 1090 or this cash exchange. And so she literally hasn't been able to get help for days from PD. So she had to deputize DLC to go catch a fugitive, which I really don't want to do, I'll be honest. It's kind of annoying that, I don't know.
I think it comes down to the risk versus reward and not having a response to the normal day-to-day calls versus the potential of capturing this individual, if that makes sense. Like,
I agree, but
it's hard to balance those, especially in shift 3 when typically numbers are not the greatest.
It hasn't been a shift 3 thing. This has been like late shift 1, shift 2, when there's like 40 units around.
Oh, well, that's problematic.
Yeah.
I mean,
like shift 3 I can understand, but
well, isn't that like a TFT thing?
PRT, right? Exactly. But I think
TRT, not TFT. Sorry, I
don't think they exist anymore.
Well, I'm telling you now, Frost was a big TRT guy.
Frost was the lead of TRT.
Mm-hmm.
Denzel was one of the leads as well, and they're both gone.
Oh.
Damn.
That leaves Radich was the shift 2 lead, and he is sheriff now. I know. I think Maxwell is TRT. I think there's some other people that are certed, but I don't think anybody's actually leading the unit anymore.
Yeah. So, but I was even saying to Craig, I was like, even if we had TRT, like, no high command has been like, okay, if you're TRT, you don't have to respond to normal calls and 77s and all that. So just focus on, chasing down what. So I don't think that's ever been done as far as my knowledge, because I think sub units are never given like a lot of free reign when it comes to that stuff.
Honey, I hate to break it to you, but the direction of TRT has melted away. Frost is gone. And now there's probably just lost little pups. Lost little pups not knowing what to do. They really did shoot themselves in the foot. Holy fuck. I
Yeah.
don't. Oh my god.
I think Craig's over here, coming over here to be involved in the tea. I told you
Okay.
what. I told him what you guys were on about.
If you really think about it, now I'm never gonna say this out loud again. I want you to know that. But McQuillan is responsible for the downfall of a lot of aspects in the LSPD. I mean,
Sean?
PD as a whole, actually.
I mean, Sean McQuillan?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a
Think about all this TRT stuff. It's all because of him.
that's an argument on causality. That's like a philosophical question. I'll be honest.
No. If Frost was big boss man of TRT, which he was, and now he's gone, and now the
But whose
TRT,
fault's that?
McQuillan's.
What, because we're coming forward with the information?
Okay, to be clear, McQuillan's fault on the basis that like it was brought up to where it was even a point of concern. But I guess more importantly, I'm not gonna say high command because I know Sky's stance. Moss and Peter's position on the situation. But like I don't know if it seems appropriate to say that yeah, no, they shot their department in the foot. Oh my god, it's so short-sighted. Maybe they need a new prescription.
Wait, so you're saying if he wasn't command, like them firing him would have been okay?
No, that's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying the crime does not fit the time here at all. Now, do I think there's an argument to be made of like he gave out information that shouldn't have been given out? Sure, but if the outcome did not change at all, like I'm sorry, but nobody should be fired over that.
They seem to think that that it did hurt the investigation in some way, shape, or form.
It didn't even matter.
I couldn't tell you how, but they think it did. So.
Why Shiesty get this warrant again?
He didn't show up to court.
And wasn't he the
After
primary?
delaying it
Yeah.
after like what 2 or 3 times, right? I think.
Yeah, he should be. The fact that he's not fired already is kind of concerning.
He is fired. That's what I said earlier.
Oh, he is
He is
fired?
fired.
Okay,
Yes.
that's good.
Yeah, Peters just didn't want to do it, and so he was still like on the roster and stuff. But I just removed him off the roster, and somebody took his MDT access away already. So yeah, he is fired.
Huh. That is so interesting. I'm sorry, I just man. You told someone's what am I to do? I'm gonna look at the docket right now, and I'm gonna see if there's any pending charges for someone who hasn't yet been arrested, and I'm just gonna have to find out if this is a leak. Like, this is absurd. DOJ.
You should take
pending.
a peek at Jimmy's case on the docket.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, what's he
Public
shooting
apology
for?
and written statement. They'll never assign that, unfortunately. Los Santos Police Department.
That's
high
what they're
command
looking
declaring
for.
Jimmy Frost of any wrongdoing, and as a result no hiring, transfer, or command blacklist, and $100,000 in legal fees. So he doesn't even want the money for himself. Like,
The issue is
He
there's no
doesn't-
employment
he doesn't-
laws, so there's nothing protecting
He
him.
is doing this in hopes that it'll get established. Because
Alternatively, I mean, it wouldn't be much different than when I brought Trady to court that one time just to get him to fucking admit that there was a war in Sandy Shores.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes you just got to drag someone to court knowing that they have enough integrity to not perjure themselves. But like, sometimes you just need to get the answer in front of other people. And if they're willing to say it in front of other people and it sounds absurd and they want to look like an idiot, that's on them. If they want to
Can I
perjure
put things in
themselves,
the
that's on them.
trap? I've done that.
Hey.
Here to stir.
Oh, the stirring been happening for a little bit. I just
I found this phone on the floor, by the way, the
Dark
other
hung up
day.
on me because I started to stir with him.
You
Yeah.
have, you have context for the Frost situation, right?
A bit, yeah.
Okay. With the
Uh-oh.
with the information leaked,
Again, nearly
do you
crashed it.
find that to be proper like justification behind firing someone just straight out?
Why?
No. In fact, I've even spoken to the justices multiple times that I personally think we should be able to tell people what their warrants for. But
That's
also,
what I said.
but even beyond that, to me, it was the fact that it was Jackie Snow, former lead investigator, former chief of police, former lead trooper.
He was gonna
He
know this
knows
shit
what was-
anyways.
He knows what was in his house. And I've said it to Dark before.
It's
If y'all had raided my
empty.
house 7 years ago and I was on the run, I know exactly what my charges would be.
Oh my god, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
Yes, Dark.
No, I'm putting my phone in the bin.
Oh, what? You
How do
put
I-
it on the ground.
My bad. I got it. Don't worry.
Try to
Please
get
make
you
sure you
missed.
took.
That's a-
Please make sure you took your SIM card out.
It's a phone I
And-
found on the floor. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
I'm just letting you know. You get rid of it in the bin, and your SIM
It's
card
gone.
in there.
Yeah. I know.
I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure. Yeah, no, I just
How do I do this?
we're
There we go.
sort of
$2.
talking about how it's such a big hit for Shift 3 with Frost gone, and like
Fuck.
For the PD as a whole.
yes, but like Shift 3 specifically,
Well, yeah.
having been that, you know, Shift 3 has always been treated differently, operates as a UPD, right?
Mhm.
But then hearing slightly about what you were discussing with Richard, and then finding out that Frost was the big boss man of TRT, and now that Frost is gone, the warm weather has clearly rolled in, and now there's no one to lead TRT.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh my
I need
god.
the bath.
Was it even determined if he actually did it or not? Like Jimmy thing?
I'll give you guys the teeth through here, but I need to run. 2 seconds.
Yeah.
The guy was wearing white sneakers, but really they were just like a really, really like light creamy color.
Yeah.
You know, like no one's gonna like nothing changed. Nothing. And then my immediate thought was, wait, doesn't Shiesty have an active warrant out his arrest for not showing up even though he was the primary? And like, what was his consequence for not showing up? Where his involvement absolutely affected the case. Come to find out he was fired. But I didn't know that he was still around.
Yeah, but then of course I bring up an issue with an LSPD officer, a PPO, who perjured herself in court, and they were like, "Well, no, I mean she just didn't exactly tell the truth." And then 2 weeks later they terminate her for lying to them directly. I was like, "Oh my god, it's almost like I called out that she's a liar and lied on the stand."
Yeah, I don't know. This is.
I'm back.
You know what this is giving? And it's something that I never experienced when I was in Commander High Command.
What's that?
How do I lean on the car?
Almost like there's a lack of confidence in people in their positions. Like, if a marshal approached me and said, you know, this is problematic with this individual, right? Like, it's worth having a conversation with that person and discussing the situation at hand. But like, you take the information provided by a marshal of all people, and you do the best you can with it, right? In situations where seemingly people are against certain decisions being made, and it's like they don't care.
Yeah,
That's kinda fucked.
Honestly, it goes even to me. From my perception, it really is like everyone has their cliques, and nobody trusts anybody outside of their cliques. Like you got the LSPD high command click from day shift, and they don't trust even their subordinates. They literally don't even trust their own subordinate.
I need a cigarette after
The
this
subordinates
conversation.
don't trust high command.
Fucking hell.
LSPD high command doesn't trust BCSO high command, and it really just reverberates across all the little smaller cliques. And it's not just I prefer to hang out with my clique, is I don't let you are an opposing gang.
Yeah, especially when Monster Peters, I brought this up before, but like, especially when they're making the decision of we don't want the BCSO in the city, like you're doing nothing but shooting yourself in the foot. That's such a short-sighted decision. And the additional thing I brought up is that, and I'd actually like your stance on this, because I don't know if I brought this up. If the roles were reversed and Peters
Follow
and
the
Moss
master decision?
were
Well,
in charge of the BCSO,
I gave my opinion, but I just gave over the information
an entire
as
city
well.
filled with crime to hold over the other department's head because they'd already be in that portion of the city and not have to worry about jurisdiction. Do you think they'd survive? Because I think that's the only thing they can hold over the BCSO ever.
They can't even
Straight
hold
up.
that. Because if they do that again, we'll just get involved. And we'll say no.
Okay, but there is a distinct lack of involvement.
Yeah, last time, yeah. We weren't in charge then.
Yeah, there was a distinct lack of marshals last.
Fair enough, I guess. It's just, man, what Bear, I don't know if I told you this. I was just explaining it, but Ventura was apparently punished from being in the city, but there was a 78th call, so we respond. Then it was a bank truck. Then Peters, he just starts yelling, Ventura, you can't be here. You can't be in the city. It was downgraded from 78s to 77s. And Ventura pretty much, I don't know what he said. It probably was inappropriate. But for the most part, it was like, you know, I'm going to see this situation through. If it was 78s before, you never know. It takes a fucking second to swap back over. He gets on the phone with probably whoever the sheriff is. I don't remember how long ago it was. I don't know if it was Radich or Bones or Cassidy, whatever. He gets on the phone, and not kidding, within 10 fucking seconds, we're being unloaded on by Class 2s, like on that scene. And the only thing he wanted at that point in time was Ventura out of the city.
Yeah, I had something kind of not exactly similar, but very similar recently with Peters as well, where we had the search warrant, the Americana Wave 4 search warrant. Barrick, we had PC to believe Barrick was inside the house. I wrote up a search warrant. You know, we
great stirring about high command now.
But I still went to the proper route of writing up a search warrant. The search warrant was literally just to look for Barrick. No digging through boxes or anything like that, right? So I write up the search warrant. We get it signed. It gets signed by 2 justices. And we're like, all right, cool. We've had the house surrounded the whole time, and we bust in. Every single time I keyed up on the radio, Peters keyed up after me to negate what I was saying. Like every single time. Didn't matter what it was. He was just key up to negate what it was. Whatever it was I was saying. And even when I was like, we need to go inside that house. And he was like, no, we're not going inside that house. And I was like, we have a signed search warrant. We're going into the house. And he was still just like trying to side control and deflect everybody from it. And I called him afterwards and I was like, dude, what is up with this? It was my scene. I have a signed search warrant. What is your issue? Like we are trying to save a judge. And he goes, I just don't think your search warrant had enough probable cause. And I was like, Peters, 2 justices signed it. It's got enough PC. And he was just like, well, I don't think we should go in there. And I was like, there is a judge. I literally told him, I was like, there is a judge whose life is at risk, and we're trying to save his life. And you are constantly interfering with that. And his exact response was, I do not give a fuck about the life of that judge.
Oh my God. I just figured it. Yeah. I just figured it out. He's a contrarian.
He literally just wanted to contradict me and contest against me every single time. And yeah, whenever he said that, when he said that, Dark, is when I told you I'm kind of backing away from the whole. I'm staying at a shift 2 for a while and letting him handle it. Yeah. Because it was like at that point, it's just like, if that's his stance is going to be, then it's best if I just back away and let you guys run things, if it gets Merrick's life saved. If they're just going to get to a point where they're going to contradict everything we do, every step we make, trying to save this guy's life.
God
I'm
damn.
sorry, you just blew my mind. Because I think
Yeah.
I probably would have screamed at Peters if I had heard that myself.
Oh, we started going at it, and he hung up on me.
Holy fuck, y'all think? I mean, I don't know who's in the police, guys. You know, the every breath you take. I'm pretty. Is that
Sting?
Peters?
What?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, you're about just the song, just every breath you
Yeah,
take, every move you make.
just the fucking song.
Yeah,
Peters done
probably.
wrote that about you, Barrett.
Anyone got any food? I'm starving.
I do.
Thank you.
I need to go get some more soon.
What are the lyrics?
Every breath you take, every move you make, I'll be watching you.
No, but there's more.
I don't know. Plasmy pulls out phone. Plasmy pulls out. I haven't put my phone in.
I'm checking the lyrics.
I need to use this restroom over here real quick.
Yeah, right.
Every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break. Every step you take, I'll be watching you. And then it goes on. Every move you make, every vow you break, every smile you fake, every claim you stake, I'll be watching you. And then, I mean, it kind of just repeats it over and over from that point, but holy fuck. And he the police. He the
ops. He puts the ops in cops.
No, I don't think he would claim that. It's the police instead of the cops.
I think, if I'm being honest, and this, I'm not saying anything against Peters or Moss. I'm just saying the way that the situation is in PD, it's in Nino's best interest to choose someone else for high command. For the state of the department. I'm not saying anything about what they've done or what they haven't done. Just the way that PD currently is, and the environment and the opinions and people's feelings and productivity, it would be in his best interest to put someone else in charge.
He is, I will tell you after I've spoken to him, because obviously after that whole discussion with Peters, you know, I'm a straight up snitch. I'm a certified snitch. I went straight to Nino about it. His opinion is he's not very happy with LSPD, but he's worried about the Jenga. The Jenga stat. If you talk to him, you'll hear him. He'll use this term probably multiple times. He considers LSPD a Jenga tower right now, and because of how just mentally unstable they are, and you pull out the wrong block, and the whole fucking department just crumbles. Because he's unfortunately, and I think he recognizes this, that he's built up the PD on a cult of personality perspective, and that's what's holding the morale together. And at this point, if you pull the wrong personality out, you just crumble everything down.
I think with that, though, I think sometimes if your tower's falling apart, you gotta let it all crash down and build it back up again. For it to be stable.
Now, I will say I've talked to him in confidence about something, and he has an interesting plan, which I'm waiting for him to implement. I don't want to go. I told him I'd be quiet about it for the meantime, as long as he acts on it pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
But he has an interesting plan for LSPD, and I'm waiting to see what happens. And it's mostly going to affect Shift 2, which is where our problem areas are. Shift 1, late Shift 1, early Shift 2.
Okay. Guess we'll see.
Yeah.
You want to know what's crazy? I just looked at our roster.
Yeah.
The LSPD for Shift 2 specifically is 19 members listed as active and 22 listed as inactive.
I mean, I can't really.
One part-time, one reserve.
Can you send that over to me, Roach, by email? I don't think we have the PD roster.
I don't want to get fired for leaking anything.
I have it. It's in our documents.
Okay,
I'll send it to you, Dark. Give me a bit to find it. It's in my notes. It got sent to me by Angel.
Perfect.
Scroll.
What a day. This is... I'm gonna be real. Sometimes you just need to be able to converse with people and look at the train wreck and call the train wreck a train wreck and acknowledge that you want to change the direction in which the train is traveling, but you can't.
I mean, you could.
No, honey,
You
I've already told you this.
could.
I'm gonna say what I've always said. If I've ever been offered a commander high command position, I would rather double fist myself. Okay, truthfully, I would
Turn on my
rather.
phone. Right. Okay.
Ain't happening.
Okay, you don't want to know what my bad idea was earlier?
All right, I sent it to you, Dark.
Okay,
Thank
I lied.
you.
There's 19 active and 23 inactive.
My bad
And then
idea
one
was
part-time,
if
one
PD
reserve.
starts to crumble and people are like, I don't want to be here anymore, we expand the marshals to have like a patrol section, and we just hire all those people, and we'd be like, listen, you don't have to deal with any of the PD drama if you just come here, and you can just be patrol marshals, and we'll keep you safe.
Yeah, I can't throw stone.
I mean, it's different for marshals, and I don't mean this as like a
It's already a
marshals
thing,
like
no.
cop out, but like genuinely,
no, it's not.
You guys from the very beginning.
It is feeding the fire. That's why I said it's a bad idea.
Were given this like IA with teeth, but also investigations, and then it was like, I don't know. I feel like marshals have kind of always been in this weird place where, much like judges, they get shit on from literally every aspect of the job they have to involve themselves with, right? Like, as a judge, going into any situation, you're going to be upsetting at least
Piers
50%
would
of
lose
the
the game,
people
but
involved, right?
Nina
Like,
wouldn't have a
you make
choice.
your ruling, and it's against a party.
I'm not
they
saying I'm
hate
going to
you.
do it or we're going to do it,
Marshals,
but
similar nature, where, if they're tasked with looking into the police department, at least originally, and investigating stuff, guess what? Is it going to be surprising at all that they're going to dislike their job when every person around them doesn't want to speak with them in fear that there's going to be some consequence associated with saying the wrong thing?
Yeah, not wrong.
And that's not even to say that those things would actually happen, but more importantly, it's like public perception is a very big deal. Like, it doesn't matter if you actually did or didn't do something. If people expect or assume that those things are going to happen, that's all that matters in their mind, unless they know you personally.
Yeah, same thing with impeachments, right? Like, everyone assumes that if you get impeached, you get terminated from your job. But that's just the literal
Rhodes,
highest
the
point
new
of
sheriff?
impeachment. You can an impeachment. I keep having to explain to people, an impeachment is literally just that one kid in class who goes, teacher, Matt's cheating on his test. He's got it written on his sheet." And then the teacher is the DOJ who goes, "Matt, show me your sheet." "Yes, ma'am."
imagine Bubbles just appoints him and just like, you don't have a choice.
It's either go to the office and get suspended by the principal, or you just get your sheet taken and the teacher goes, "Shame. Now put your head down on your desk and wait." That's literally an impeachment.
Sky,
Yeah.
I looked at the Shift 2 roster for LSPD. There's 23 inactive people and 19 active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what we
Yeah.
need? We need a graph of when those people went inactive. Yeah, there's edit history.
What do you
There's-
think it's gonna end up with?
Well, I don't know. That's
I
what I
don't know
want to
either.
know. Okay, let me pick. I'm gonna pick a random one.
They might have gone all like inactive at the same
I
time.
can't see history. I don't have access. Fuck. Damn, I don't know.
The song.
What about Selena Frost?
She actually was on duty recently.
Oh,
But she did go a very long time with being inactive.
I'm not that color V star is kind of nice for the marshals.
is that Willie talking on radio?
Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
That bitch sound like Wade way too much.
Wait, which way?
Bradford. I like when I realized that I couldn't unhear it, and now I always have to check if it's Wade or Willie.
Where did they
but,
leave it?
Wade was
this
on
ID?
duty a couple days ago. He's listed as inactive. I don't know if he's been around more than just that one time, but like,
no, he was inactive for a while, but apparently he had communicated with Ruby.
Yeah.
you know what we need? An anonymous feedback form for PD.
He dead? I thought he was dead.
No one will trust it. You know, no one will trust that.
Bishop gonna come from me. I'm a trustworthy person. Plus, I'm pretty sure when you fill out a Google form thing, can't it show that it's anonymous?
You can do anonymous ones, yeah.
And then they would have to trust it because it's not even us.
And you might get like 3% of the departments to actually respond to it.
No. See, we put these out before, and reception to it was actually good. And the feedback provided was genuinely valuable.
He doesn't like the shift team roster.
You see what I'm talking about? That shit's more red than green.
Half those bitches don't even have all their full information either.
Well, when P&T falls on one person or Ruby, and you know what? She's probably got all of her fucking shit in order. All the cadets are probably sorted.
Wait, he's not dead?
Well, there's so many cadets. What vehicle is it? I hear a speeding vehicle heading towards South Milton.
They're going up to picture perfect. They're going to be passing right behind us. Second.
Yeah.
A-firm. Yeah,
we
they
turned
definitely
east.
passed. It sounded, the car was very loud and very like
There's no
sports car,
report.
supercar.
I don't know whether
light.
this guy's dead or not.
Gauntlet like.
No.
Yeah. So, I love being high command. It makes me so happy.
You're basically the shift 3 chief.
There we go.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, until it came to Frost.
Yep.
You know, I know I have some fucking off the wall opinions and ideas, and I've always promoted that I really think Shift 3 should have its own police department. I'm not even kidding.
Nah, I don't want to. I'm not trying to get like, I don't need Peters to tell me that it's shift 1 and to go back to my police department, or Moss.
We're just state police, and our livery is just a shield with a moon on it, like a little moon and a star. We are shift 3.
Don't forget the fucking kangaroo.
Yeah.
No, I'm not bringing up the kangaroos when we're talking about Jimmy. God damn it.
Wait, that wasn't even intentional. Wait, that wasn't even intentional.
Natural man.
God guys, relax. That wasn't intentional. Listen, I say, these bitches be kangaroo kicking me all the time.
What's his number?
You know
159?
that's true.
Goddamn kangaroos.
Well,
So they